Hey guys, welcome back. This is Donna Sharp. Thank you so much for joining me here on these lives. Today is day 487. Very delighted to be here as we continue to speak from the book with Linda and Richard Area about creating steps to a strong family. So we have been dissecting this book for a couple of weeks now and just laying the foundations of what it takes to have a strong household by creating the right habits. So tonight what I'm going to speak on is learning how to save money. What a concept. You know, I have to tell you just a short insight that I've had for the past week, especially since we've been going through this corona. And that is, I'm going to encourage you guys to take a look around your house and the things that you have that you feel you need to use it up first before going out to purchase something else. I don't know, that just keeps hitting me. You know, if you have bottles that have a small amount of items, but it's not quite finished yet, before you purchase, I'll give you an example, shampoo, before you go purchase a brand new bottle, try to use up what you have already. A couple of things are going to happen. You're going to save some money, number one. And number two, you're going to also create space in your home to make your work habits even less. All right. So just a little tidbit I wanted to share with you that's been on my mind. But the number one thing is helping to save money. And that's one of the main things I'll be speaking on tonight is how to foster a better habits so that your children can understand and feel the benefits of saving their own money. So the reason for setting up the family economy system, we've been speaking about creating that family base, right? So setting up the family economy, what it does, number one, it teaches children the initiative, right? It gives them the initiative to do things on their own because they know that ultimately they're going to receive the reward that you're looking forward to. Last night we spoke on the PEG system, and that's basically to allow them a chance to get the job done and have that physical contact of placing the peg in the hole to say that you've given me 3 assignments, because we talked about just giving them 3 things to do. And now when they mark one off, they're going to feel that sense of accomplishment, right? So it gives them the initiative to do that project and allow them to do it themselves so that they can learn. The second thing is it offers self-reliance. So that they can depend on their decisions that they're going to make and not necessarily always fall back on their parents. Yes, they're going to ask for support, but it's okay for them to just utilize their own decision-making skills and recognize, regardless of what decision I make, I'm going to rely on my thoughts right now based on the things that I've learned. And then they can use that to move forward. And as parents, you can identify any areas that they may not necessarily have felt comfortable with or they had questions about, and that's when you can offer the clarity, all right? And the other item is discipline and responsibility. The other 2 items. Discipline, you know very well, once they get in the habit of doing the same things over and over again, it creates that discipline so that you don't necessarily have to keep going behind them and saying the same thing, because now they've created that habit. Incidentally, a lot of you may think that it takes 30 days to create a habit, but it does not. It takes a longer time, almost double that time, to create a really good habit. All right. So keep that in mind. But responsibility is another great one because, again, they're feeling that you are not necessarily going to come behind them every minute and say, do this, don't do this. They're more responsible now because now they can make their own decisions based on all the practice that they have put in place with that family economy structure that you set up in your household where you're giving them different tasks and things to accomplish, right? So it's a win-win either way. The second thing is it's going to also, this is the second item that helps with the reason for setting up the economy system, and that is that it gives them the opportunity to learn, right? Number one is how to handle their own money, because you know when they start to earn their money, a lot of times the fists get tighter. They don't want to necessarily let go, because now they have hold of their own money that they've earned. So it teaches them how to handle the money, right? How to save. You want to make sure you show them how to save. How to budget the money once they receive it. And the saving is a big thing. Again, I keep going back to saying for a time like this, no one ever would have probably imagined that we would have gone down the road of a pandemic. And here we are right now. So saving for the future, having something to fall back on in the event of an emergency is always a wonderful thing to teach them. How to budget, just making sure that they're setting aside important things that they have to get done at the top of their work list, work money, right? And paying and taking care of those things first. And how to set goals and plans, because now while they're making their own money, they're going to have ideas of things that they want to do. And they're going to, once they lay those things out, they'll know exactly which direction each of their funds that they've earned is going to go. And how to wait for something, that delayed gratification that we spoke about. They want to learn the joy of waiting for something that they may not necessarily need at the time. It's something that, we're focusing on the need, right? Instead of the want. So delaying something, putting it off later, so that now they can understand that what's most important is what needs to be taken care of. A good example of that would be, let's say your child wanted to buy these expensive pair of sneakers. Maybe that's not a need at this current time. That's something that they can actually wait on and prioritize something more important first, right? So aspects of savings is also a part of the family system. Not only do you earn the money, you don't want to teach them just earn the money, spend the money, earn the money, spend the money, but earn the money and start to put it in segments, right? So here's where the parent is going to help the child to do that. So you set up a family bank, and the second thing would be to teach them how it earns interest. And then 10% to the principal, right? Because remember, when you have interest, all it does, it compounds and it compounds. And a balance that you've accrued, a great example of that to my adults, you have a credit card and you run up the bill, $2,000, let's say, and next thing you know, you end up paying $2,500, $2,400, because the interest keeps occurring, and that's how the bank make their money. So show them those three aspects: how to set up the bank, and how to earn the interest, and paying on the principal, so you can get the overall balance down. You don't necessarily have to wonder, why is that balance not budgeted and I'm paying this big amount on that bill? So a family bank that was set up with the folks that are in this book, the author, this is how they shared it. They deposit the earnings from the child. Child earns their money, comes to the parents, sets up the bank for them, like an actual physical bank within the home, and they deposit the earnings. They complete a simple entry withdrawn as far as withdrawal and deposits from their own bank. And so the child gets a chance to see what's coming in and going out of their bank account. All right. And then this also helps them to track the funds, the flow of everything that's going on. And then they can see the fruits of their labor, because now they're having a physical, tangible thing that they're working with. And then the last one, it helps to teach them the value of saving, budgeting, and also spending their money wisely. So I'm going to read a little section from the book. It ties some of this in, and it's pretty short. You'll get an idea what I'm referring to here. When we decided to start a family bank, we already had a big wooden box that the children used to put their initialed slips into each evening. We painted the box gold, carved it into the front with the words First National Bank of Heirloom. Put an account book inside it to keep track of the kids' total, and got a big impressive combination lock to go on it. For a little while, at least, the novelty of it and its impressive appearance was enough to make kids want to deposit their money. Our account book is very simple. It is just a notebook with a section for each child where deposits, withdrawals, and balances are kept track of. A page looks like the one on the next page. We keep the account book inside the family bank. So hi, Damon, how are you? Welcome. So what they did here, and I'll show you, you may not be able to see it very clearly, but they set up a little account, right here. This is their track book that they kept inside that bank, inside that pretty box with the big lock. But it gave the child the assurance that, man, I'm not going to a physical bank outside on the street, but I have a nice bank here at home. It's kept secure. My mom has it on the locks, and she comes to me, and I initial off when I'm depositing the funds that I've earned for doing those chores around the house. So simply on this list is they just have one of the child's name here. they dated it. The first column was the date, right? The second column, plus or minus whatever they're earning, and then they give them an overall balance so that they see exactly what's coming in and what's going out, right? So the purpose of family banking, basically what it does is it helps to enhance and it breathes new life into paydays. So once the child gets their payday and they get their money, now it's a great thing. All the tasks and chores are done and they're like, yes, I've pushed my peg in the hole. I've accomplished what my parents are teaching me to do. And now I get the actual money, right? But it doesn't stop there. And that's based on what I just spoke about a few minutes ago. You want to now teach them how to save it, how to budget it, how to set aside a certain percentage for something. You teach them that piece of it. So each time they earn it coming in, then there's that discipline now they're going to develop, because it's going to be almost the same process, but a different amount, right? And that gives them the sense of satisfaction. So the job, also auction and deals, teaching them how to sell and get rid of things that they may not necessarily use anymore to earn additional funds to add to their account. It allows children a place to put them and save some portion of their earned money, which is pretty nice. So here are the steps. You first of all ask the parents to open up the bank. And that's the bank that we just spoke on. It could be a fancy box like she used here and get the pick padlock and paint the front. But again, they feel that that's theirs. That's something that they can hone, hug, and just embrace. And then the other item is take some of their money out and reduce the money in the amount of their tracking log. Keep that tracking log so that they can see exactly what's transpiring, what's coming in their account, what's leaving the account, and of course what's being saved. The part of what's leaving is going to be what's being saved, right? So I'm going to read you one last story here and just share this with you just to close out this family bank section. Somehow I've become a saver and I've got the reputation among my friends as the one who is always trying to save a little, or at least not to spend it all. When I try to remember how I got this one good habit, I recall how impressed I was with our family bank. I think I was 8 years old when my mom and dad got it started, and I remember liking the idea of having my money there where it was safe, when I couldn't lose it, and where I could get it out whenever I needed it. I think I also liked the attention from mom or dad when they wrote my little deposits into our bank and praised me for being such a good little saver and a money manager. And this was Shawnee. She was 21 years old. So again, when they get older, they get the appreciation that they went through the process, they had a chance to practice it. And when they become an adult, now they can place all the things that they've practiced into good habits, right? And continue that straight on to assist them so that they have something to fall back on at the desired time. And again, I just can't stress how important this little process, working with your children at home, is going to really teach them, in the event, God forbid, something happens in the future, how to preserve some of their funds so they're not falling back wondering, am I going to have anything to eat? Because some pandemic is going on, right? So what a great habit to develop with your children. Find some time to spend with them and develop the habits. Again, every family is different. Do it the best way that you see how. Your children are going to have different personality, different likes, dislikes, and you have to know how to work with them differently because you're not going to all be the same, but you can still get the same point across to them, how to set up that family bank and how to start to budget and save their money properly. So guys, that's all I had for you this evening. I think that was enough. Tomorrow, what we're going to speak on is interest. We spoke tonight on how to set up the family bank, and we'll speak on interest tomorrow night. So if you've joined me in this live, I'm going to thank you ahead of time and thank you for all your support, and just encourage you to share this with someone else you feel may be able to use this information and just tie it into something that they probably are already doing, or they'd like to start a new system. And again, it doesn't matter how old the child is. If you have a teenager, sometimes the adults don't even have this down pat, right? So develop that habit so everyone can get involved. Everyone can start afresh, start anew. As I've always explained to you guys, this particular notion and everything that's going on right now It was not by chance. Nothing that happens in this world is by chance. I'm letting you know that. So use the time wisely and make sure that you're pouring into your children, regardless of what their age are, and spending and bonding that time with them, right? For the time that you do have remaining. So thank you so much. You can check me out on holisticwellbeing.com. That's spelled with a W, WHOLE, LISTIC, wellbeing.com. There you can find out why I'm so passionate about what I do. But in the meantime, if you have a niece, nephew, maybe you don't have a child of your own, share this whole family bank with them and just see if it's something that they can maybe start and just begin to enjoy and have their own money that they have accountability for. All right. Damon, thank you so much for joining. Dee, I think I saw you pop up. If anyone has joined me later on in this live, please don't hesitate to type your response and your feedback. I would love to see them. But until tomorrow, I bid you guys farewell. And in Jamaica, we say later because we don't want to say goodbye. We say later. And I'll be back again to share some more exciting information with all of you. All right. Have a fantastic rest of the evening. Damon, great to see you. Be blessed and be safe, all of you. Ciao.